Yeah.
Two people who have overcome so much adversity still find it easy to laugh about life. We think that their story is inspirational. In fact, it's one of the most memorable I've ever covered. How Maureen and Paul take on their disabilities and live.
This season, as we reflect on all that we are thankful for, we'd like to introduce you to an inspiring couple that we are grateful to know.
Yes, Maureen and Paul Pranghofer joke that they have just enough working body parts for one person. It's a line that captures their sense of humor, but you really need to meet them to see how much they've overcome and why their special spirit inspires so many. Spend some time with Maureen and Paul, and you're likely to laugh a lot.
Yep, she'll learn.
I met Maureen and Paul a few months ago for a story on their dog, Allie.
She's a real snuggler.
But I quickly realized this was much more than a story about a family and their dog.
She literally follows Maureen in the house from room to room.
Allie, get it. Get the laundry. I credit Allie with the beginning of my healing. Oh, good girl. Go close the door now. How I thought about myself totally changed. Good girl.
But this is Allie's last day at their house.
You can go lay down now.
She's gotten older, tires easily, and is ready to retire.
There probably won't be tears because both of my eyes are artificial and I find that I rarely cry.
You see, Maureen has been legally blind since birth. She had limited vision earlier in life, but after she was injured in a traffic accident, even that disappeared.
I mean, she's really ready for retirement.
And that's why her next service dog is so special.
Let's try Find a Door.
Maureen and Bentley spent weeks working with a trainer from Can Do Canines.
Well, okay. Should we give this a shot?
Yeah.
The trainer has never trained a dog to guide before. And so she's really excited about the result.
Find a door. Right. No. Heel. All the way around. Bentley, forward.
Their progress measured in tiny steps.
Find a chair.
Slow, steady.
Okay, you found one though. Go for it.
And sometimes funny.
He's like a regular guide dog. I mean, you would never know that these guys don't normally train guide dogs.
The other part of Maureen's support system is Paul, a special guy with special needs of his own.
That's my go-to limb.
Born with one good leg, one shorter one, and no arms,
There's a metal plate there on the floor, and there's a shoe attached to it.
he drives the family van.
For every turn I make on my wheel on the floor here, the regular steering wheel will turn a whole revolution.
And with Maureen as a different kind of backseat driver, they make quite a pair.
We used to laugh because, he'd say, there's so-and-so, wave, and I'd wave at him, and he always said, you don't know how to wave correctly. And I was like,
You still don't know how to wave correctly.
I know, but you can't wave at all, so.
Out of the car,
Hey, gooses, on the loosest.
Paul can also be a backseat driver
Left a bit, what a beautiful day.
for a reason,
Now, left a half a hair. There.
directing traffic when they wheel around without Bentley.
We're freaking this poor person out in their car.
He's my eyes and I'm his hands. Well, between the two of us, there's enough working parts to make one person.
Straight ahead.
They have the power to inspire by doing the simplest of things,
Right, I'm sorry, right.
but draw their own inspiration from their church, where they are popular regulars.
So many people come out into the aisle to greet them. They're really known and loved by a lot of people here.
And they both give back. Paul goes on church missions to Haiti, and Maureen writes inspirational music. And one song, I Choose You, was one of 5 finalists at a national contest in Charlotte.
In fact, one time, there was one of my songs was on the radio, and he came home from church and he was singing it, and I said, you like that song? And he goes, I've heard it somewhere. And I said, I wrote it. And he goes, oh.
Leave the stick.
While Maureen writes, Paul refs. He's a fixture at adapted soccer matches. Part official,
Yellow indirect.
part role model.
Oh, hello, sweetheart.
Their true love, though, is the state fair.
Oh, I hear him walking.
Hey, Maureen.
What?
If you break down, we could have one of them pull you around the fairground. The state fair was our first date, and I have to say, 35 years later, we have not missed a fair.
They actually met many years before that. They were both 10, both at Camp Courage, and Paul made a lasting impression.
He ate 12 boxes of Frosted Flakes.
And after that first date at the fair, 2 years later, they got married.
I firmly believe we found each other because God wanted us together.
Maureen survived a freak elevator accident in 1993. And they were both badly injured in a car accident in '96. In fact, they were worried that they would have to move to find a handicap-accessible house until their neighbors stepped in.
One of the guys looked at me and said, "You guys are too important to this neighborhood. We don't want to lose you."
After 1,000 hours of volunteer work, the house was ready, and its very special residents could stay, never worrying about the past or the future, but always enjoying every minute of the present.
When I try very hard to live that way, because we can't do anything about the future. We don't know what the future is. And I think worrying about the future keeps people from enjoying what they have now.
I think we can all learn from them.
Oh, are you kidding? So much.
Yeah, well, Maureen actually wrote a book about the first dog, Allie. Here's the book. She did this to show kids how service dogs help people who need it, and she and Bentley just graduated with their assistance dog badges this weekend. And we have a link to Maureen's website if you want to buy her book or music, and the Can Do Canine site for more about service dogs, and that's all at WCCO.com/links.
What a great story. How much did they laugh together?
Oh, I know. Is that wonderful? Isn't that just wonderful?
I just want to give them a big hug. I love them.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Oh, what a great story. And